What's up, everybody? This your girl, CC, and I got my co-host,
Mickey Monday, here present.
What's up, Mickey Monday? What's going on with you?
Nothing much, just, hanging in there, really. Just still surviving, pretty much.
I know, right? For a team.
Exactly.
Well, I got my special guest, my homegirl, my friend, Chanel B on the line with us today.
Hi, guys. Hi. Thanks for having me.
Yes,
You're welcome. Hi, Chanel B.
Hey, Mike. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I'm going to let Mike start off. He got a lot of good questions for you, girl.
Oh, gosh. Mike,
Yeah,
you better be, we didn't do the disclaimer before we started this interview, so it better not be nothing out left, okay?
Well, that's my field. That's my field there. He ain't
Right.
Yeah, it's recording, so, I wouldn't put you on the spot like that.
Oh, okay, thanks.
But
I don't think she
off,
mind being put on the spot, though. I don't think she mind.
I don't.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But I'm sorry.
Okay.
I wanted to wish you a happy birthday, happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I just, just given how the whole state the country is in right now, I just, was trying to see how were you able to spice up your birthday this year, or what did you do for your birthday this year?
My granddaddy always said, you better hope that you live to see half my age. So now that I'm older, 31 is not old, but with the quarantine, I really didn't do much. I wanted to do a virtual birthday party, but I think I procrastinated on doing it, so I didn't do that. So I just stayed in the house and worked and got dinner cooked for me, and that was about it.
Okay.
I know. I sent you so many shout outs. I was like, she didn't even respond to my shout out. She know how I do when it's her birthday.
I know. I was like, because even though you're blessed to still see another day in this day and age, especially with the quarantine going on, it's like, can I do something? I can't do nothing. Like nothing. So but I last year I slept in the bed the whole day for my birthday. So this year I was like, I need to appreciate my birthdays when I have them. So I'm just thankful to have, another day of celebration, another year. So thank you.
Amen to that. And you got your homegirls, we're always there to celebrate with you. So
right.
But go ahead, Mike. Go ahead with your question.
Yeah, it was just, you guys were playing off each other so well. I didn't want to interrupt because, it sounds like old times. I'm about to get into it.
Look, we always like that. You gotta learn when to cut in. You gotta learn how to,
Yeah, it's no problem. So let me ask you a question with being an X Factor, right? And that was a couple years ago. How would you say that experience has shaped your career now, or what was it that you learned, being on that show that kind of helped you out later on in your career?
To not stop, to keep going.
Okay.
Because there were a lot of great singers, and I'm not opposed if you sound better than me to my ear. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And there were so many people that didn't make the cut for so many rounds that I felt like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. Like, this is how far I got, but this person sounded like this and they got to that point. So it just kept me striving and to know that there's greater that I'm destined for and that will happen. So it just made me to be appreciative of what I have, the gift that I have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you really, really are gifted. I do want to say that. Put that on the record. You're welcome. I was actually listening to one of your singles and saw that you only had 2 singles up. So, that kind of led me to wonder if we're going to expect or hear anything from you later on this year. Maybe is an album coming out anytime soon? Do you have anything you could share with us in regards to that? Or
of course,
give us the exclusive.
So there will be some more coming out. Obviously I did the same thing I did with Knowing, which is my first single that came out in 2017. I did Knowing, and then a year later I put the video out. I'm kind of doing the same thing this time. It sucks, but that's the greatness of being an independent artist and being an independent label and being the owner of your own label. You do it how you want to do it, however it comes to you. I don't like to rush perfection. So I feel like when it comes out, it'll bring it back, bring the song back. So we're working on that video. That'll be done in June. And then I have another song, a great song following that. So I don't like to put out albums in my head. They were awesome back in the day, but the way that technology is and the way to hold your audiences, I just feel like putting out singles and the visuals to make people really feel what you're talking about, really put them in their shoes or whatever the case may be, is a great look because it holds the attention of the masses. So I'm preferring to do probably like an EP. So it's like maybe
Okay.
4 to 6 songs, but not like no Chris Brown 23 songs on one track. Like we're not doing all that on one album. We're not doing that. But yes, you can definitely expect some more chemistry from Chanel.
I can't wait. I can't wait. And while you say that, you know,
Yes.
I had a question that since you got your own label, London Records, do you have any artists on there yet?
I do
Or
not
you
have
looking
any
for
artists. I will be scouting for artists throughout this year, strictly because I wanted to see where I went so that way I don't make the same mistakes with my artists, and that my artists kind of have, it's kind of like having kids. Like you tell your kids certain experiences. I don't have any kids, but you tell your kids certain experiences so that way they try to follow your lead and follow the guideline that you're trying to set for them so that way they won't have to go through the same trials and tribulations or struggles or whatever you went through. So that's basically being a label owner. You have to basically treat your artists that way as well. I want to make sure that there is a path for them clear enough. I mean, they're going to go through their own things. That's the whole thing of that will mold. That's the same thing that molded me as an artist. There's some things that are going to mold them on their journey, which is understandable. But for the most part, if it has anything to do with Chanel, I want to make sure that my artists have somewhat of a good leeway rolled out for them.
Okay. And my other question I have for you is, I know that you have this new show coming out.
Yes.
Yes, please let the world know about it.
So, Cece, which one you talking about?
I'm talking about both of them. I'm talking about yours, and I'm talking about the one that you had the remix with Angie Stone.
Yes. Okay.
So tell us about both.
I know you know about both. I just wanted to pick your brain. No, the remix show, I'm not sure exactly when that's going to release. We have some big things going on. I think that they just linked with Essence for the urban side of them. So with Angie Stone, Jeff Chandler, Dave Tolliver, Dante Daly, he's one of the head people that's really steering this show, which is an amazing show. Just artists, you know, from every genre, every background, every culture, just coming in, singing some of your favorite music or song from back in the day and making it theirs, remixing it. And I think that's what a lot of people are doing anyway. But this time it's going to be a little bit more authentic and raw and very exciting because they're going to also have judges and stuff like that. And who knows, they might be a part of London Records down the line. But that's exciting. So that's big right now. And then we have the Rough Cut. So the Rough Cut is basically, that's going to air on Friday. So that's airing Friday, May 22nd at 7 p.m. It'll be on Roku Fire Stick and it'll be on Amazon Fire TV. So all you have to do is download the Indie Central TV. Obviously, you know, those things are, sometimes the channels you download are free on Roku and stuff. So it is free. Indie Central TV, go to Urbanish, and I'll be right there Friday. So our first guest is Christine Johnson from the ex-wife of CeeLo Green.
Okay.
So that's gonna be exciting. So the Rough Cut basically is me interviewing your favorite celebrity guests, and portraying them in a more positive light. Sometimes us as celebrities, we don't really get it depends on what celebrity you are. You might not always be seen in the light as a positive person. So we basically are interviewing them and trying to see exactly what they did, what they didn't do, and any input that they have for people who are trying to follow in their footsteps, become singers, become actors, become actresses, sports, anything that has to do with being in the limelight. We basically just want to help people get a leg up. So that way nobody's saying, oh, I didn't know how to do this, or, what do I do? But I'm trying to do things like Dawn Haskins, who's a person on Saints and Sinners. We interviewed her. You want to basically get those things from those people because they've been where you're trying to go. So that's what the Rough Cut shows. So we're excited, very excited.
And I'm excited to see it this Friday. So make sure y'all tune in to my girl.
Yes.
I'm gonna go let Mike take over. I know he got some more questions to ask you.
I do. I'm curious because I know you've kind of compared yourself to Beyonce as far as sound wise, but more of like a pop, not as, I guess, like adult contemporary, you would say. Now I feel like Beyonce's moving in that range where, she's kind of doing more mature things as it comes with age. So my question to you would be, what were some musical inspirations who are some musical inspirations that have helped pave the landscape for your sound to develop to what it is now?
I've never been one to really say that I've had specific music inspirations because I listen to all types of music from everybody in the world. And it's amazing what each individual has, like the assets that they give to their songs or their music and portraying however they're going to sound, or the music that they write, whatever the case may be. So I try to take some of everything from all those people and kind of merge it into one that can make the greatness. I used to grow up singing exactly the song I'm talking about, down to the ad lib of every person that I listened to. And then it just became, some people are like, well, if there's already a person like that, you need to be different. You need to sound different. You need to have your own style. There's nothing new under the sun. Sometimes you just have to find those right ears that just like what you do, like what you sing, like what you're singing about. But my inspirations are just everybody that's great. People who just are out there doing their thing as far as however they're reacting to their music, singing their music, their writing. But like I said, I just take things from everybody and just try to make it Chanel style.
Okay, Chanel
Beautiful.
style.
I like that.
Mike, you got some good hard questions.
I
Thanks.
know. I sit here like, woo! Go ahead.
Doing a little research, a little brainstorming of it.
Right.
But, we're in the quarantine, so I had to come with some hard pressing questions. You know what I'm saying? I had nothing but time. So, yeah, it's all good. But so from my understanding, you're a transplant, right? So you were born you initially from New York, right? And then moved to Atlanta. So it's more of a two-part question. So what kind of prompted the move? Was it for your career, or was it something like personal? And then also, if you were in New York long enough, what would you say is, which market is kind of, I guess, more impressionable? Would it be performing at New York, or like performing down south where the crowds are a little different, the atmospheres are a little different, the culture is a little different? So I just want to get your take on those.
So I'm from Lyons, New York, which is upstate near Buffalo, Canada, Syracuse. I moved to Raleigh after graduating high school, and then I stayed there for like 8 or 9 years, and then I moved down here. Every move that I've made based on my music. Okay. So I thought that I love gospel. Like, that's like, God is ahead of my life. Like, that's the number one, numero uno. And I know I'm going to end with gospel. But I moved to Raleigh because it's the Bible Beltline. So at that time, I was big on, you need to sing gospel. Your voice is really good for gospel, da-da-da-da. So then I got a taste of life. And I didn't want to sing about something that I wasn't ready to wholeheartedly, you know what I'm saying, wholeheartedly be into. So that was that. And then I moved here. and got affiliated with some great people, great producers. My boyfriend at the time was a really huge help. Like, so then I started and then got my R&B stuff going, and so from there, that's where we're taking it. But every move has been for specifically for my music. I think that New York, I've never really performed in New York City per se. That's kind of, you know, I'm 6 hours from the city up north. So where I'm from is not really a lot of platforms that are positive for people such as myself. So that's why I came down here, because of the culture and because, you know, of being down here.
Okay.
Okay. Wow.
All right. Well, you know, if it's coming back to me, you know, I'm gonna switch the subject a little bit. I gotta switch it up a little bit for you. Ask, what is your ideal man?
Girl.
Yes.
My ideal man. You know, as I get older, that changes. That has changed. It used to be just about like light skin, tall, built, like ew. Now it's just like whatever God has for me is gonna be for me. I still want the builtness. I still kind of want a little light skin, but I mean brown skin, dark skin, they catching attention too now. You know what I'm saying? But it's not about that. It's about what entails with a man. Like as far as trustworthy communication. I can't like communication.
It's key.
If you have communication, everything else will fall into exactly how it's supposed to fall into. Respect, loyalty, romance. Like I've never been big to find a man with romance because I'm like, I can do it. I'll do it for us, you know. But now it's like sometimes I at least throw a candle on the table. You know what I mean? Like do something. But romance, somebody that understands me and my music, the entertainment business, someone who doesn't mind me being myself. If I can't be myself around you, I put myself into too many positions to where I couldn't be myself around the guys, and I tried to basically please them, but compromising pleasing myself. So just somebody who just, you know, is open-minded and not set in their ways. But yeah, that's the man. You'll know when I get him though.
Okay. I hope I know when you get them. I'll be like, all right now, look at that. There go that smile.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say everything you said is perfect for a creative type, because the one thing you don't want is somebody who's going to stifle your creativity or not accept you for who you are and not let you, you know, pursue your passion freely and be supportive. So that was right on the nose, spot on.
Because one thing I learned is, you know, some people are like, they're so big, or I don't want no man looking at you, they got the jealous streak, then they're insecure, whatever the case may be. I ain't gonna lie, I've been that female, insecure, low self-esteem, stuff like that. But who wants somebody that don't nobody else want?
That's true.
Gotta take that into consideration. So definitely when it comes to this music thing and the way that I like to perform, you got to have a lot of confidence.
Wait a minute now. How do you like to perform? Give me a little bit of details on that.
Perform on stage, CC. Dang, get your mind out the gutsy quarantine. That's what it do to y'all. That's what it do to y'all.
I'm just saying, you saying the way you like to perform. So I was like, wait, how you be performing? That they gotta, you know.
No. The way that I perform, because I want my people, I want my audience to feel what I'm singing. I want them to feel like they're a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So I go out, I caress your face. Some people don't like their face touch, but you know, I go out, caress your face. I might, you know, get close, but after that, it is what it is. As far as don't, you know, it was just a performance. I was doing my job.
Right.
But some people, either the ones that you know, those men that are really like falling in deep when you're singing to them, like them, or your man, like they just have to be understanding that this is a job, this is what we do. Entertainers. That's what we do.
Okay. Mike, you have any other questions for her?
Do I have any additional questions? You know, honestly, Chanel, you've been excellent. and you
Thank
answer my
you.
questions like a pro. Because I try to throw
He
some
probably
curveballs at you.
is.
So actually, I don't have any. I mean, I'm satisfied. I like what I heard, and I can't wait to hear
Good.
more.
Thank
So
you.
I'm waiting. I'm definitely waiting. I'm a fan now. I'm hooked.
Okay, good.
Definitely. Well, we do have Where It Begins trivia, and I got a question for you. I'm asking all my interviewers this question, so you have to answer.
Shoot.
Okay, so if you were quarantining, well, we are quarantining, but if you had to quarantine for 24 hours with one of these people, who would you choose and why? Dennis Rodman, Donald Trump, or 6ix9ine? Who would you choose?
6ix9ine, Rat, Trump. We didn't kill him. We can say that. My bad.
Just
Dennis
for 24
Rodman.
hours. Just for 24 hours.
24 hours. Dennis Rodman.
Why?
No, not Dennis Rodman. No, yeah, Dennis Rodman.
Isn't that hard?
It's that them is not no good choices, but it is what it is. Dennis Rodman, because he's just hilarious and he's just who he is. Like, I would just be so entertained just to ask him questions and just to see where his head is at with just everything that's going on right now. And I feel like he would have some crazy, crazy answers.
So you don't think Trump would have some crazy answers for you?
Girl, me and Trump don't get along.
Or 6ix9ine, he in the music industry,
And I was thinking about 6ix9ine because we could talk about music and possibly do like a little video and get 40 million views in under like so many hours. But no. Uncle Snoop said no.
That's real.
Mike, you have a trivia question for her?
Yeah, I did. I wrote it down. Give me a second. Let me pull it up because I was not expecting her answer to be so quick. I thought she was going to go in more detail than that.
She did think about it for a second.
I'm like,
I come quick, Mike. I'm built for this.
But while he's thinking about that, can you give the audience any kind of inspiration or anything, advice you can give?
Stay true to yourself. Always stay true to yourself. Don't let anybody come in and dictate or discourage you from anything that you are doing. If you feel it in your heart that that's what you need to do, you get out here, you grind, you do whatever you got to do to make it happen. Always look around and view and observe your resources that you have. If you have to ask for help, don't be like, I once was that prideful person who didn't want to ask for help. But sometimes you got to ask for help. So always be true to yourself and don't be afraid.
It's a good piece of advice.
Yes. Stay true to yourself. You know my motto. Self-love is the best love.
Right.
Right. If you're not real, the people can't feel you. So I definitely get that 100%.
Right.
So my question to you would be, right, if money wasn't an object, right, just an afterthought, what would be the most outlandish thing you could probably buy yourself? Like, what's something that in your mind, like, I could just pick this up? If I had like a black card or something or whatever, I could just go somewhere and just pick it up, buy it, and then, you know what I mean?
So this is something that I wanted for my birthday. I didn't get it, but I'm going to get it for myself because that's just what season we're in. And Tauruses are queens, or they're just that zodiac sign of manifestation. So land. I would get, if I had a black card, I would get land. Don't ask me what I would put on this land, but I would just get land. Like, it's inevitable what you can do with your own land. Even if you want to sell it down the road, it's people buying land from people that paid $300,000 for a piece of land. And then when you want to go and regentrify something, or you want to go and build these little plazas on it, you can sell it for $5.3 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, it always is going to have value, even now, and when you're kids and when you got grandkids. So land, and that's something big that not a lot of people pay attention to these days. So many people are got a black car. I'm pretty sure you thought I was gonna say like, you know, Jimmy Choo's or Red Bottoms. I already got them, but you know, at the end of the day, those type of things people are not thinking. In this quarantine, that should be really big for people now. Like, own your own land, because you can put a farm on it, and then you don't got to worry about going to these stores and having the lockdowns of the meat shops and stuff like that, because it might be you know, it might be contaminant or whatever the case may be. Like, so land would be it.
That's such a good answer.
Yes. Well, I want to say thanks, lady. Thanks for coming and interviewing with us.
Thank
and tell
you.
everybody where they can follow you.
You can follow me at Chanel B Music on Instagram, Chanel B Music on YouTube, Chanel B on Facebook, or you can go to my website, chanelbofficial.com or londonrecordsofficial.com. And yeah, that's me.
Well, congratulations on everything you're doing. I'm very, very proud of you. You know, I got your back on anything you need.
I know you do, Cece.
But no, really, I am. I'm proud of you. You know, it seems like everything is coming in place. Even though we're going through everything in 2020 and the quarantine and everything, you have been doing a lot. You know, with the shows coming out, with the singles, with the music, with the acting. You know, you wear many hats. You know, a lot of people can't do that. So, congratulations, lady.
And I just got casted for 3 movies and a play. So make sure y'all be on the lookout, because it's about to get crazy out here.
Okay, stay tuned in. Front row seat.
We're
Hey,
excited.
we got front row seat.
Hey, I'm
excited.
I'll book a flight now.
Thank you so much for having me. Right.
Where price is looking.
$50 round trip.
You're right. Absolutely right. And Chanel, thank you so much for taking the time out to interview us. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So stay in touch.
You will. You stay safe.
I will.
All right.
Right.
All right. Bye.
All right.